Okay, hey guys, so I just want to make a quick video on my leg warmer collection, mostly because they're all like handmade from like sweaters and stuff that I have cut up. Some things I have like burned and things, so I just wanted to do a quick update because I'm not sure if I'm going to be storing them in this container anymore, so I might move them into one of the bags or boxes that I got from like Daiso, because I think that's like all that it would fit in. Excuse me. Oh my god. Sorry, I got allergies. It's really dusty in here because of the soot and everything. I haven't really cleaned up, and that's also kind of why I'm filming, because I'm like, I don't think it all fits now in this container, and so some of them I might burn and get rid of or use to clean. But yeah, these boxes are from Walmart. They were like $5-ish. I don't know if they still have this pattern and stuff, but I stacked up on a few of them because I put them in the closet. Sorry, I have like a huge mess right now, like the biggest freaking mess, and so I've just been making arrangements. So yeah, I just wanted to just specify on that. So I'm just gonna show them real quick. I'm not doing like a try on or anything like that because I'm trying to get the video I filmed uploaded that I did last night and stuff. So I'm just going to go through them and then see if I can fold them into the box or whatever. So let's see if that can happen. So this is like the first pair. They're super fuzzy. So these actually are lined in leather, or I could flip them and then they could be leather on the outside and then lined fuzzy. I made these from a vintage, it was a Wilson's leather and suede jacket, and I had thrifted it, which like I said, I kind of regret now. I think it's a little bit, it might be slightly safer to just like get one secondhand on eBay or something. You may or may not like it. That's the thing. I say it's safer because then you have that person's address and information in case they start stalking you or something. It's more dangerous, I'm realizing. Literally could be dangerous to purchase something like moderately expensive from the thrift store just because people will drop stuff off and then try to haunt you. Like, I know sometimes they yell at the employees and stuff and ask like, oh, like who picked up this item or something, and that's just like things that I've heard. But it's not like a super rare jacket. Like, you can find a lot of vintage leather jackets specifically to the brand Wilson's leather and suede on eBay and stuff, so I highly recommend doing that. It's not like, if you saw my other video, you know that the one hanging in my closet that also has a little bit of like that lining, is that one's also or from eBay. So I did pay like $40 for the jacket, and like I said, I chopped the hoodie off and I sewed it onto that other that moto leather jacket, and then the vest part I gave to Mendoza. Shout out to Mendoza. Like I said, I'm kind of upset because he was being sneaky with like his girlfriend trying to raid me or something, and she's someone that could have easily DM'd me and said like, hey, like, could you make me a custom necklace? Like, I really like your shop. I know like we couldn't get along or some bullshit. Like, it just like really disgusts me how far some people go to be fucked up, but whatever. So the next pair are these fluffies I made from Uggs. So I got these Uggs on eBay, and then I bought them really inexpensively, and so I had never purchased Uggs before, and I went on the website and I could have bought insoles to keep them, but I ended up tossing them, and so the insoles were only $20, and so I could have saved a lot, so that sucks. But I actually really enjoy these as fluffies, just because like they're like really nice suede and the wool, and they're like fuzzy, and so I do regret cutting them up, but at the same time they're like my favorite pair, and like if I were to keep like one pair, I'd say I'd probably keep this pair and stuff. And so like I said, I got the Uggs on eBay a little bit too cheap. I'm thinking someone was trying to like raid in or something, but like I said, doing that could be dangerous if you're educated on keeping people's addresses, like, so just letting you know. But yeah, I definitely still enjoy that pair and stuff. And then because I've like added some since that leg warmer tutorial video, so you can watch me do that and like cut some of this stuff up. Like they're literally, most of these are cut up from other what do you call it, fabric thingies, and it just kind of helps me save and still keep up with like the aesthetic that I enjoy. So like I said, these My Chemical Romance ones were cut from a hoodie, and I had salvaged the hood part and then sewed it onto like some other things. But they actually make really cute leg warmers. As you can see, I wore this in that outfit of the day short that has around like 1K-ish views and stuff. And so I'm guessing people just like the outfit and stuff. And so that's what that's from. I don't believe they still have these online anymore on the website, but maybe they have some on like, maybe someone's selling theirs on like Depop or Etsy. I know it's like some people were probably smart and kept them for display brand new. I like to wear my things out now because like I said, I don't want to be haunted and stuff, and so I was sizing up because I thought like the oversized sweater aesthetic was like really cute and stuff, but then I'm like, if you stack up too much on oversized sweaters and you're like medium or small, you could be haunted by like total fatties, by like total like obese people, and that's like kind of like nightmarish. And like I said, I'm kind of a fatty, but I'm like, I mean like really big people. I'm just like, sorry, I'm not selling any of my ish, like go away. Like go do something else. So then these, I've accidentally made these a little bit shorter, but as you can see, they're kind of dirty, so that's why I'm like, it's kind of perfect for leg warmers if like the sweater is already kind of dingy, but it's still kind of cute. So like I said, I chopped the hood and sewed it onto something else, and then just kept these as like the leg warmers and stuff. And so I'm just rolling that in, and I'm like, as you can see, it's like, because the first two are really thick, it's hard to store them. And then there's these ones. I did have them in the other video, but I didn't, what do you call it? I haven't worn them in an outfit video yet, so maybe I'll do that eventually. But these were just like no boundary leggings, like the bell bottom type leggings. You could just cut them into, what do you call it? Leg warmers. And so it's really cute. So this goes for like any style of like clothing. I've experimented dressing in different types of clothing aesthetics, and so like if you had those more like paisley type like bell bottoms, like you could totally like cut those into leg warmers and wear like a cute, like, I don't know, like I'm just thinking off the top of my head, like a cute like corduroy skirt or like jean skirt with like some tights or something, like, you know what I mean? I'm just like thinking like you could totally like come up with something. And like if you are like too scared to cut up your clothing, you could always like vouch like warmers. Like they have a ton right now on Hot Topic for like not that expensive. But I would like I said, I am trying to save a little bit. And me and Joshy did just go shopping, and then I went shopping to the mall on my own, like before he came by and took me to the sushi joint that we like going to and such. So yeah. And then so these were from a sweater dress thing that he had gotten me at Ross and stuff. So sorry, my foot. They're a little bit thinner and stuff, but I'm just like still saving them. So I think I only washed that dress like once or twice, and I didn't know it was like rayon too, and so I kind of regret because I thought it was acrylic or something, like really fine acrylic. And I was like, because why is it so comfortable? And so I kind of regret burning it so soon. But also I don't like hoarding clothing anymore because you could get heavily stalked by like creepers and such. Like I said, I have like no desire to hoard clothing anymore, and I have I have like no real intention to sell clothes anymore. So that's kind of why I'm just making these videos for like fashion inspiration and like advice and stuff. So if anyone wants fashion advice, like if you want like really detailed advice, like you could DM me if you want, and then maybe you could send me like a tip on Venmo or something, because you know, wasting someone's time isn't free. But I'd have to like be in a really good place to be able to start selling again. I was reselling like vintage or like stuff I had like just worn like once or twice, but I don't know. I had like my Depop going for a while, and I was selling some vintage and stuff, and I'm realizing it just like it only lasted so long, and I've definitely changed a lot of how I run like my own personal life in general. Like that was before, like when I was like struggling like with my mom before she passed away, and she was like, I can't help you with money, and so you need to figure something out. And yeah, so if you know what that's like, then you know, maybe you can relate. But there's those ones that I almost forgot I had, but they're just kind of extra. Like I said, it's perfect to do with like stuff that's already kind of like dingy. It's like I wasn't wearing it out. Like I was using that dress like just to burn and stuff. Like I said, I do still burn regularly on my balcony, and so I try to, like I said, make sure it's like a good mix of materials. So sometimes, as much as it pains me, because cotton and like rayon and stuff are really good materials, stuff you probably want to keep, but I don't necessarily like it. Like when you're burning, like I said, you can't always like just burn really toxic materials like acrylic and stuff. Like you gotta even it out for the environment, also to keep the smell down, so like neighbors don't complain and stuff. And then so like I said, these like warmers I made from the sweater me and Joshy were sharing and stuff. And so I still really like these. And actually, it looks like they're all gonna fit. It's just kind of like, it's not like over bulging either. I just had to like fix it and stuff. So I like I said, I just thought I'd film it real quick. And so I made like, what is it? Like it was like a makeup tutorial or something. And so I burned the rest of it. And so now I just have these. And so I have no idea even if I'd wear these as leg warmers. But they kind of reminded me of the ones that they have on Hot Topic right now, because they have like they're like crochet. They look like woven ones or something. And I had gotten this at Ross like forever ago. And it was like major Hollywood label or something. And so I don't know. I had got that one at the Ross and at like Venice Beach or something. So I'm like, they're kind of like overdue. Like I got those a few years ago, or well, you know, as like a little like top. So I already, like I said, they're now cut up and stuff. I just figured, because I don't have any pastel leg warmers, that I'm like, I might just like keep them and stuff. And then there's like still, like, besides this video, another record of them in case something goes missing. And so I'm still wearing this outfit. I have changed and showered multiple times now since that first video, and it's only been like a day. But even these tights, or I mean, they're like really tight, like I said, because they're like from the children's section or whatever, or the like youth section. Even these, like, I'll probably eventually cut up, and probably sooner than later, because like pastel stuff, like, being someone who burns a lot, like, I'm assuming they'll probably just get kind of dirty fast. So I was like, that's why I'm like, I was like, I like enjoying filming and stuff, and like I like dressing up, and I mean, I don't necessarily have to document it, but I like to, just because I do have sort of a following going. Like, there are people who still like actively stalk me in real life, like just going about my day. And it's weird because I live in such a small town, and yeah, I don't know. But even these, like, I'll probably end up cutting them into like shorts, so like maybe around here I'll cut them, and then they'll just like end up being like leg warmers or something, like, or maybe I'll cut them to like here or something, and then I'll figure it out, but I will probably eventually cut them, and then I can save them for different outfits. So like I said, I just wanted to take a moment and explain fast fashion isn't something to fight against. Like, fast fashion is literally being able to go through the clothing as fast as possible so there isn't like a huge pile up. Like, there are entire like warehouses and stuff just absolutely filled with clothing that is like barely usable. Like, clothing that is all kinds of like, you know, that nasty sweater that like didn't dry enough and it got moldy and like it sucks. It still looks cute, but it freaking reeks. And then, you know, like you're kind of an asshole and you like donate it to like your friend or like your cousin, or like you send it off to the swap meet or thrift store and you try to get away with selling it, when the truth is it should be either discarded in a trash can, or like in my case, like you light that ish on fire and completely obliterate it. So fast fashion, that's why, like I said, I've been supporting like brands, or like small brands too, that you get at like Ross, or like small brands at like the store, like that pink brownie stuff, because even that, believe it or not, I'll probably, depending on how I take care of it, how I feel about it, like it might all just be to burn. Like, most things are to burn. Like, the amount of vintage I've had to like cut up and just make sure I mean, I was overwhelmed at first, and so what I did was I just cut up a bunch of stuff into like rags and then used it like vintage stuff as rags, which, you know, some of it actually, because of certain like materials and patterns are actually really good for cleaning and stuff. Like metallic stuff is actually kind of good for scrubbing like the floor and stuff, and like weird stuff like that. Like I had to like cut things up and make it so gross so that people don't try to rescue like the what is it, like the remains of the clothing from the dumpster. Like I said, I feel really bad just because I know a lot of people are so broke or they're so desperate to save that they will dumpster dive for like old clothes and stuff to either try to resell, wash, or like sell at the swap meet. Just it's to the point where it like that's not gonna attract anyone. Like I said, I refuse to go to like the swap meet locally and stuff just because I know like the people there will like haunt you over their like used things, or like it's just like nodding, or like you're like, oh, it's so cute, I have to save it, but it smells a little moldy or something. I'm like, maybe if I just wash it, and then you wash it once. I'm like, maybe if I wash it one more time. Like, I literally realized that stuff like that contributes to like hoarding, and it's just really not good. Like hoarding like old used clothes, like it's just like really not. And so there are things that I've burned like recently that I'm like, I can't say I'm in regret at all, but it does hurt having some cute things you've had for years, and it's just like sometimes you just really gotta get over it. Like you really gotta get over it. If you've been following me and you are tailing me for some vintage or used things, you need to get over it, because so like haunting me over certain things could just make you seem kind of old. Like I'm really organized. Like this is some of my hair clips and like beanies and stuff, but I think I'm gonna make like a separate video on that because I actually have a lot of hair clips and I had one go missing and it pisses me off like really bad. I'm like, you think you can get away with anything? You can't. Like I know I seem kind of messy still, but I'm actually not that messy. Like I still have like a lot of things, but it's all very organized. So yeah, just like I said, thank you again for watching. I just was like, I'm trying to like not to combine like the videos too much. Like it was belt collection, but then it was also like candy tour thingy, and I was just like, that's probably gonna happen a lot just because I am trying to just not like have like too many videos to upload at a time. It's sometimes just easier uploading one long video. But thank you guys for watching.